Alright, Saturday night is a good night for a fight, possibly a hockey fight, boys and girls. But yes, the Florida Panthers are coming in to T-Mobile Arena, side of the Fortress, and hopefully we get a shit form Bobrovsky, because we've seen how terrible he is as a goaltender right now. But Vegas' defense, always questionable, so go Knights go. Alright, we are at Toshiba Plaza. I am fucking sweating like fucking waterworks, because it's humid as fuck. And it's raining. But it should be fun. Should be fun. Let's see more day. Yeah, titties. Okay, so recording outside. Got my USA Hockey jersey going on because it is the 40th anniversary of the Miracle. So we got one of the special guests here in the house today. Pre-game warm-up should be starting shortly. Very curious to see how Florida responds. They are in a playoff race for their lives, and we here in Vegas are enjoying this shit. Yeah. Alright, just a couple more minutes until the puck drops, but figured I want to get a quick walk in here. As for the score, I think I'll take Vegas 3-1 or 4-2, but a 2-goal win. Something about Florida just doesn't seem right. They're not going to be starting Bobrovsky, but they are going to be starting Montembeault. Don't think the defense is going to go up to snuff, although the lad, I believe, is going to put up a valiant effort. We got Marc-Andre on the other side, but who the hell knows how that fucking defense is going to be. So I'm going to say, again, 3-1 or 4-2 win for the Vegas Golden Knights in regulation, and hopefully 2 points, 5-game winning streak. Top it off.
The Soviets early retired, and it's 2-1, and they're dominating. And then all of a sudden, comes out Johnson and the Panthers that they have 10 seconds. What's the greatness?
And post to your social media. Available for download wherever you get your apps.
Oh my God, cat with the USA sweater. That's so beautiful. I want to touch it. All right, end of the first period. Vegas is tied 1-1. Hoffman scores first, and then Tomáš Nosek gets the equalizer. Very fast period. Both teams are playing really, really well. Should be very interesting how the rest of the game goes. No Bobrovsky. You got Montembeault in there playing really well. I mean, this guy. Fucking lost. Son of a bitch. Well, listen. The thing is, Golden Knights gotta play better on the defense. The way they're handling the puck inside the defensive zone is laughable at best at times. Offense just unlucky. You know, they're gonna figure their shit out, and hopefully goals come. Knights go. Gonna walk around a little bit. Loiter. Escalator ride down to hell, but it's okay. We're actually in the second intermission. Vegas is up 3-2. Shit. Yeah, so Dadonov actually scores on a power play early in the second period, but you have Carrier and Max Pacioretty getting 2 goals in. Vegas leads 3-2. Still got another period to play. Gotta play hard. Gotta fucking finish this shit out, man. And there was actually a Florida fan right across from me, and just a lot of good banter. But at the end of the period, I just actually went up to him and said, you know, this is a great game. You know, gave him a high five and all this shit. So shout out to the Florida fans who are out here today. Y'all killing it, man. Hopefully a good rest of the game. Have a nice game.
After coach's challenge from all the ice and stands, it's going to be a good move.
Talking to the very first Vegas-born player in the NHL. And he's playing for his hometown Vegas Golden Knights.
the result, just unlucky. You know, Mountain Ball playing absolutely amazing hockey today as a goaltender, but Vegas pulls it off. Good shit. Gonna send it out from here. Oh yeah, walking out of T-Mobile. And Tyson Fury won. Fuck yeah. Fuck Wilder. Woo! An exciting time yesterday. Had my Eruzione sweater, got this little poster, and the Vegas Golden Knights were debuting the NHL's first Nevada-born player. And I apologize about my voice. I fucked it up last night at the game. But what wasn't fucked up was Gage Queenie getting his debut in the NHL as a Nevada-born player in the Vegas Golden Knights. That is just the stuff of dreams. And last night, I mean, the theme of the NHL seemed to be dreams. Obviously, David Ayers getting that crazy emergency backup win. But really, the cherry on top of the hockey day yesterday was the Golden Knights winning. I mean, obviously, being a Golden Knights fan, I love it when the Golden Knights win. But, you know, on the opposition side, they don't really much care for it. So Florida decided to pounce on early. And for Hoffman, 3 minutes and 28 seconds in, getting the shot and goal off the rebound from Fleury's save, it felt like one of those games where Fleury's going to do really well for himself. And it's just really going to be left up to defense as to how they handle themselves. And yeah, it just... These days, when you have to say, hey, Vegas has to rely on their defense, I kind of wince a little bit and think, that's going to be tough. And early on, Vegas just couldn't get it rolling. They just could not get anything set up on the offense, and they just had the puck spill into their defense, battling for their lives to get it out, and they could barely muster to do it. But thankfully, Tomáš Nosek gets the equalizer 11 minutes and 52 seconds in. Reeves with the beautiful assist. And Nosek actually scores 5-hole on Montembeault, who, honestly, this one goal aside, I felt like he had such an amazing, outstanding game relative to, you know, the goals that were put up 5 at the end, right? 5-3. But when the Vegas Golden Knights get on a power play, it's Montembeault who fucking shows up and stops us. When we get on the penalty killing, with 14 seconds left in the period, you're just left wondering, all right, we killed off this fucking penalty in 14 seconds remaining in the first period. How are we going to handle ourselves in the second period? Because as the shot suggests, you know, Vegas taking a lot of shots, 16 to Florida's 10, and staying aggressive, staying relatively aggressive out there. But the fast-paced nature of this game just felt like Florida can switch it back on any time. And I mean, how do you start the second period? A power play goal, you know, the same fucking penalty that you had to kill off with 14 seconds left in the first period. I love you, Patches, but thanks, Patches. And Dadonov actually getting that goal 42 seconds into the period on that power play. Space just opens up from the neutral zone. It's just easy money from there for Dadonov. And so the Vegas Golden Knights have to go on another penalty because Carrier with an interference call, which was one of the many questionable refereeing decisions this game. And obviously you're going to have the stereotype, oh, Vegas fan complain about refs, but there were some blatant non-calls. And I could also say that on the other side, yeah, there were probably calls against the Florida Panthers that seemed a bit odd too. But this is just kind of the inconsistent nature of how refereeing has been for the NHL for quite some time now. But once you kill off the penalty, Vegas is just staying aggressive. They are steadily just putting up shots, but just really unlucky with the puck. There was actually a post shot in the next power play that the Vegas Golden Knights had an opportunity on, but Montembeault doing really well for himself. Vegas goes 0 for 2 at this point. on the power play, and they would actually go 0 for 2 on the power play for the entire night. But thankfully, our fourth line, guys, which nowadays just starts off as a first line, gets the goal. And William Carrier, and man, oh man, just top corner on Montembeault. And once you felt that goal go in, 2-2, something about the atmosphere of the building kind of changed. Getting that equalizer and having everybody just get their shit up. And really, if that was, the TNT to get shit going, the fire that actually lit this TNT is the Florida Panthers player, number 55, boarding Roa, but Carrier is given an equal penalty for roughing. So I truly do believe that was the impetus for the Vegas Golden Knights changing their style, their aggression, and switching it up a little bit. And this is where Max Pacioretty scores with 52 seconds left on the clock in the second period. And you know what? It's just a turnover from Florida in the neutral zone, 2-on-1 fun on the breakaway, and it's just an easy goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. So by the end of the second period, boys and girls, the Vegas Golden Knights put up 17 shots to Florida's 6. Now, minor spoiler alert, boys and girls, but this is fascinating because directly later in the third period, Florida outshoots Vegas 19-6. What does that suggest in the third period? Florida went super fucking aggro. What I mean by that is they went aggressive to the point of thinking, wow, they might actually come back and force overtime. But 19 seconds into the third period, what happens? 19 seconds into the third period, 19 scores for us. Riley Smith. That's right, boys and girls. A great, I don't know what to say about this thing, because the fact that you had Jonathan Marchessault and Riley Smith score a point on this goal against their former team that basically just threw them away from in the expansion draft to the Vegas Golden Knights, and they get a fucking dirty, grimy ass goal there. And oh, you felt good. I mean, as soon as the period starts, that's the goal you start with. Crowd is going absolutely insane. 4-2. And Florida early on in this third period looked really unsettled. And I think this is where Vegas really won the game. But of course, Florida, aside from kind of the goalie issue, I mean, I kind of exclude Montembeault in this talk, and I look directly at Bobrovsky for bringing that just level of terrible inconsistency. But despite them looking unsettled, like, the goalie settled in, Montembeault just settled down, and Sorella, the Florida Panthers, gets the goal 5 minutes and 11 seconds in. It was actually challenged for a goalie interference because the sequence before that, you had guys kind of rest on top of Marc-Andre Fleury, and the idea was the goalie interfered with before he could make the initial save. Everybody around me thought, yes, this is going to be a goalie interference. This is going to work for our favor. I immediately thought, oh, the refs are taking a long time to discuss this. Toronto is probably giving a lot of gray area bullshit. And I felt the call was going to go against us. And you know what? In a way, I get it. I do get why you don't call that a goalie interference, because when Marc-Andre Fleury sees the puck go in, there's really not a whole lot of contact, relatively speaking. And I can see really the mindset of the referee in Toronto in making that decision. But the crowd wasn't having it. The T-Mobile Arena went absolutely haywire. They were outraged. They were absolutely outraged. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, challenging that goal and deeming it a good goal gives you an automatic penalty. And so getting that delay of game, having to kill off a penalty, was going to be a huge task because Florida brought on the heat. As again, the 19 shots suggest in the third period. Florida just absolutely chomped at their teats at the fucking prospect of munching at this defense. And Vegas's defense did not help themselves. They kept leaving the puck inside, their own defensive zone, and it just felt as though it was just a matter of time before we see that inevitable equalizer. But you know what's weird too? There are moments in games, right? And it's ironic. I'm going to kind of paraphrase a speech from the 1980 Miracle head coach Herbert Brooks. But great moments you're made for great moments. I'm sorry I'm butchering it, but here's the thing. The UNLV Rebels, University of Nevada, Las Vegas Rebels, Running Rebels basketball team, the school that I graduated from, they won an away road against a seeded team, a very high seeded team in the 4th-ranked San Diego State University squad. This is the first time they won an away game on the road since 1991. And Rebels chant started happening at T-Mobile Arena inside the Fortress. I lost my fucking mind because I'm screaming Rebels. I have that kind of school pride in me. And the Vegas juice was on, boys and girls. The Vegas juice was on. And you have Florida turning it up. But Vegas started playing some lockdown defensive shit. And it was only a matter of time when they pulled Montembeau with 2 minutes left and Riley Smith getting the empty netter. And done and dusted. Game's over. And the easy takeaway from this game is, Florida sucks. They gave away 3 goals. That's terrible. I could say that about Florida's defense. I truly can. I think there's something about that defense that does lack a bit of something. Because what I saw last night, Montembeau was fantastic. I thought he was one of the best fucking players on the ice yesterday. 34 saves on 38 shots. 895 save percentage. I can't really fucking blast the man for allowing 4 goals. And you know what's funny? There's actually a Florida fan sitting across from my section. And, I get a little rowdy at times. And so by the end of the second period, I'm screaming like, you suck. Where's your boy now? You should bring in Bobrovsky. That's why my voice is fucking lost. But right after that period, I went up to him and told him, man, this is a great game, bro. You guys are awesome. I'm Montembeau's fucking great. And we actually took a picture. So for me, I'm all about the sport. I am. But at the same time, it's just a sport. All right? So I don't really get all up in my fucking head about it. So it was very cool to have that moment with the Florida fan. And just telling them straight up, like, you guys got a good squad. And I do truly believe that. Florida has a really good team. Now, this loss is unfortunate. But again, in the playoff seedings, you are kind of in the clear because of the way Toronto lost yesterday. And I believe because of the way Toronto lost to an emergency backup goalie, a Zamboni driver that works for them, Florida still might have a huge, great opportunity to get into the playoffs and weed out Toronto. So best of luck to the Florida Panthers. I know we're not going to be seeing them until next season, or, hey, maybe in the Stanley Cup. Who the hell knows? So we'll see what it can be for the Florida Panthers from this point on. But for the Vegas Golden Knights, an all-around positive night, relatively speaking, on the offensive front and on the goaltender side. Marc-Andre Fleury with 32 saves on 35 shots, a .914 save percentage, while the special teams was very questionable. 0 for 2 on the power play, 2 for 3 on the penalty kill. Now, again, something that has been a common theme with what I've been saying with the Vegas Golden Knights for at least the entirety of this season, even before Uncle Petey De Pablo showed up, is our penalty killing is atrocious. It's pretty damn awful. The fact that we went on this incredible streak early on to kill off penalties, consecutively, and to now you always give up a power play goal at least once every 2 games, at least once or twice every 2 games. And it's just frustrating to watch a special team just fart itself out. And, thank God for Marc-Andre Fleury, because this dude is just killing it. And I think he's gotten significantly better over the last few weeks. And I say that, looking at his body language, looking at how he handles himself. And obviously, I've said this multiple times, losing a father, losing a loved one is hard, and it weighs on you, and it affects you in more ways than one. And it was totally an understandable situation where if Fleury's performance dipped for quite some time because of the loss of his father, I would have understood. I would have. But my whole thing is, as much as I love Fleury, we have to start Malcolm Subban more. We do. And tonight, we do have a back-to-back game against the Anaheim Ducks in Anaheim. So, obviously, Malcolm Subban is going to get the shout. And there's a lot of morons out there that keep saying to themselves, oh, Subban is shit. He's not good enough. Subban is a really good backup goaltender. The problem is, like I said, our special teams and our defense hasn't been doing him any favors. Some of those losses in his I believe his start and the total goal record that he has right now, goalie record, 8-7-1 or 8-7-2. So those losses, I don't see it on him. Maybe one or two of those, yes. But generally speaking, the defense has been so lackadaisical at times that it's just frustrating when the finger pointing is done at the wrong person or the wrong player or the wrong squad area. But this is something that obviously the Golden Knights need to address eventually. Defense. I think the Vegas Golden Knights definitely need to understand that they have to get something going on defense. Alec Martinez is a great pickup. It really is. But we need to get more. We need more help on that blue line. And I'm sure, McCrimmon and McPhee are thinking of something. But I'm also hoping they don't completely break the farm for that shit. So hopefully the Vegas Golden Knights can figure their shit out. Boys and girls, that will do it for me. Follow me at the Sky Lounge and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily content. Go Knights, go! Now fuck off. USA, USA, USA.